Hello YouTube, and welcome to the unbagging video. Instead of unboxing, it's in a bag, so. Welcome to the unbagging video for my USB zip drive. As far as I know, the zip drive doesn't actually work. Well, I mean, it works, but apparently it doesn't want to eject the disk. But we still have got a ton of disks here, and we've got some paper and stuff and things. Instead of 15 disks, but since the drive didn't work, I don't know. Hang on, let me get all the discs out. Good grief. Holy cow. Good night. Anything else in there? Well, that's the drive, looks like. Holy cow. 1, 2, 3. They're stuck together. That's interesting. Hang on. No, it was just because an adhesive label's there. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4. This is interesting. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, just thought I'd throw that one, 20. So exactly 20. Alright, here's its power adapter. The Iomega ZIP power adapter. It's very small compared to the original SCSI one. Just right up. There we go. There we go. Putting discs. Did anyone else notice that that disc was out? I'm wondering if it popped out or if it actually just suddenly decided I wanted to eject. Here's this thing. It was still on my other zip disk drive. I don't know where my other Iomega zip drive is. I think I took it up here somewhere. Let me go see. I think it's around here. Of course I've never used it, but somewhere around here I sure thought. Maybe I took it back downstairs. I don't know. Thought it was up here though. Alright. 21 discs. There's one pretty zip drive. Alright. So, let's plug it in. It's going to take 2 hands to plug it in, so it'll give me a second. Alright, so the power supply is making a very interesting repeated clicking sound. You can't hear it, but it sounds like the power supply may be dead. It's okay, these things are pretty cheap. It may have died in the exact same way my old laptop charger did. My laptop charger died from heat damage, though. It got ridiculously hot. Touch it with your fingers, it felt like you would touch the stove, trust me. So let's plug it in. Yeah, it doesn't look like it worked. So, our problem may be that the power supply is dead. That outlet, I'm pretty sure is not dead though. Let's unplug that. Okay, and the drive still has not come on. You know what? I'm wondering if it's the same power supply as the old zip drive. I'm going to test that theory. I'm not just going to assume. I'm going to go read the information on the power supply. And because I'm not that dumb. We will be back soon. Okay, so I've got my external SCSI zip drive power supply here. I do not have an external SCSI cable. I thought it would just be more convenient to get a USB zip drive. So, DC 5 volts, 1 amp. 5 volt, 1 amp, so they're the same. We'll just need to see if they fit each other. I bet they do. There it is. Now, so this one actually says zip on the tip of it. That's interesting. And what do you know? Let's try a disc. This is the disc that was in there, so. Haha! Ta-da! That is awesome. Oh man. We scored. Oh, I had no hopes of this thing working. Oh man. All right. Yes. I gotta tell my mom the news. All right. One of the other things I wanted the zip discs for was the fact that I wanted to test this zip drive in this Power Mac. Speakers are turned off. I was just using the subwoofer there. Here we go. Hard drive spins up. Hands are really shaky, sorry. So, I've got a working zip drive. That's awesome. This is pretty much a must-have for vintage computer owners. It's one of the easiest ways to get data onto these old computers because often the older computers have SCSI drives built into them, at least from this day and age, like this Power Mac. Yeah, let's try that one more time. Here's the new old power supply. Let's put this disc in there again. I've never used a zip drive in my life. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I bet the guy who sent this will be really happy when my dad tells him that it was just the power supply. Sounds a little bit like a super disk drive. Sure knocks the system back when it ejects. That's funny. Pretty awesome too. Now if I can just get a SCSI cable, I can use my older zip disk drive on some other old computers. Still booting up macOS 9.1, also known as Spyworks 9.1. Because, probably, once I finally have a friend over, we can use this thing for a spy computer. Then, I will stick in some footage in my next vlog. When I find... Okay, also, my PowerBook power supply is going to come tomorrow. If you're wondering about that. Hopefully going to come tomorrow, if there's no complications. We got Amazon 2-day shipping, so... It was a cheap Chinese one, like this thing. This one is hilariously Englishy on the FCC notice, and it doesn't even have the FCC logo. Here, spy networking. We're watching, and you can't stop us. That's often I start like new versions of the series, and that's a floppy disk. I tried to do an exact copy of this floppy disk right here. Didn't work out so well because that chop off right there is too big. And actually, this floppy disk, I'm just going to use in our camera for the spy stuff. Because, you know, that's a super disk camera. I don't actually have one of the old SCSI super disk drives, but I could use a normal floppy disk on the same camera, so that was an advantage to super disks. It's part of the reason. That's part of the reason why both super disks and Iomega ZIP sold about the same. I'm very bad at typing single-handedly, especially when my hands are shaky. Password is Doom. With capital D, 00M. Doom. So, yeah. It's pretty slow booting up, but the system itself, when you're running the system, is not too shabby, actually. That's our mild Performa right there. That Performa, running OS 9.1, when you try to open the control panel, it probably takes 10 seconds to open.
Please register your copy of Drive Thing.
Well, good for it. I want to register my copy of Drag Thing. whatever drag thing is. Actually, I do know what drag thing is, but... Alright, so now we need to stick in a disk. We'll stick in a zip disk to the zip disk drive and hope it works. Alright. SCSI ID 5 is reading. It's writing to it. Rebuilding the desktop file, apparently. And here we go. There's our zip disk. 94.2 megabytes available. Did that say 8 items? No, it said 0. Okay, I'm like, what? Alright. Brilliant. One advantage of zip disk drives is they worked well on Macs because of that. Sweet. So, yep. Also, in case you're wondering, it's got a shutter like a floppy disk, however, that's where the head goes. Very interesting there. Say that one more time. Sure make a loud whirring noise. I sure like having the disk light extension installed. That sure is handy. It does take a while to read, though. I'm not actually sure if super disks were faster or slower than Iomega ZIP, but yeah. Checked. There you go. Pretty dang sweet. Alright. Now we need to shut down the computer. Come on. There we go. Now, for my Lappy 486. Now I can test the zip disk drive and half of the vintage computers that I have seen other places. I don't think I own a single other vintage computer that has a zip disk drive in it, but whatever, right? Okay, so we can unplug. I'm not sure which one this is. It's kind of ironic to have a super disk drive and a zip disk drive plugged into the same thing, isn't it? Come on, don't be shy. There we go. Alright, that's my generic standard 12-volt power supply for my DVD recorder here that they're selling this DVD recorder for $10. No, forgot they didn't actually have a price labeled. I got the IBM ThinkPad for $5. It was labeled $5 because they didn't think it worked. This thing, I said 10 because, you know, when you're buying an optical drive, chances are it's going to work. Unless the thing was, you know, not taken care of very well. Or just used a whole bunch. And usually, in this day and age, they aren't used very much. And that is one heck of an optical drive for an IE drive. So a micro SD card adapter. Stick that right there. Let's see. And stand this vertically. Because there's really not much room. Alright, that's how we're going to do it. Let me get these zip disks out of the floor. Hang on. Hey, cameraman. Or I just need to use the other video camera. There we go. Here's the zip power supply. I probably just cleared my pedestal fan settings. And I turned my IKEA thingy back on. Unplugging that extension cord is really a lot of trouble. I'm just dragging paper everywhere. Okay. Now. I have to set this down again. I need an extra hand. That is what I need. Oh, you just almost stepped on my zip drive. That would have been terrible. I would have been really mad. Okay, zip drives are very fragile compared to this thing. I've stepped on that thing before. It's fine. Zip drives, on the other hand, feel very flimsy. I don't know if they actually are very flimsy, but they feel flimsy, that's for sure. That's interesting. There's a light there. Okay, now, I'm going to need to use this USB cable right here to plug it in. And then, we'll not plug that in yet. Yeah, I will just have to boot up my stinky laptop. It's not really stinky, it's just slow. Give me a little bit. Alright. So we're good now. It's finally booted up. Also, its screen is really dim to me. I don't know why. It was unplugged, but I plugged it back in now, so I don't know. And see, it's charging. Although it actually is helping the camera. So, in the end, it's a good thing. Okay, so now we just need to plug in my zip drive. Found new hardware. USB ZIP 100. Iomega USB ZIP 100. Iomega ZIP 100 USB device. What the heck? Disk drive. Changing what it thinks it is, apparently. New hardware is installed and ready to use. Well, good for it. Alright, so let's insert a zip disk like this one. I don't know why that happened. The volume settings folder. This is all Mac stuff. Alright, so now we can eject it. Should have spit it out hard. Not sure what that is right there, but yeah, I'm just glad it's working. We can do that again. Just lighting up over there like crazy. Actually, now it's doing something. Not good for it. Alright, Fat 32, and there's a bunch of junk on here. I'm not good with my left hand at all, as you can probably tell. I'm trying to use my left hand to do this. If I click on it. Come on, silly thing. Quick eject. Windows can eject it too, so that's nice. And once again, just look at the disk in there. So yeah, that's really it. I'm sure glad this thing is working. This is from now on how I'll be getting data onto my Power Mac, instead of wasting CDs over and over, messing up. So yeah, that's kind of cool. ZIP 100 disk drive is working great. I would have used a ZIP 750, but that computer only has a ZIP 100 drive, so ZIP 100 is cheaper too. So, you know, in the end, it was better. And alright. Check out one of these other discs. He said they were all formatted, but I'm questioning that, actually. Somewhat. There's a Fujifilm disc. Okay. Off-brand discs were one of the main causes of drive failure. Fujifilm. Doesn't say. Fujifilm. Doesn't say. Okay, here's an official Iomega one. Yeah, I don't know how you can actually tell any visual differences without the label actually telling you what brand it is. However, it's good to know. Raintree Corporation. Let's look at this. These do not appear to be... What the... It looks like a Starfall logo. Does that not look like the Starfall logo, everyone? Or... I don't think this was actually formatted. Hang on, what's this? Oh. Well. Yeah. I think they really should have, formatted this one. In all respect for the dude's privacy, I will format each and every single one of these discs at some point when I actually get around to it. So, yeah, that's interesting. So, in case you were wondering, the part that said censored was actually, that was actually something, like, it's not just something I didn't want to show on YouTube. I don't know how to explain it. It was like, it was high school stuff. So, yeah, I just don't feel the need to show that on YouTube. Because it had pictures of a bunch of students, of a bunch of high school students. So I don't really want to show that on YouTube. It'd kind of be an invasion of their privacy. So, okay, as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.